fly away. It's the first time of today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need.
And the first pitch is on the way to Dixon. That's going to be a strike. Second pitch is going to be away. That'll even up the count. 1-1 here. And this is going to be a hit. It will be fielded. That will be an out. So a 6-3 out to start this ball game here for the Bulldogs. That is the first out of the game.
Number 6, Tanner Rice.
Tanner Rice coming up to bat now. So quick batter there. 3 batters up. This is going to be even a quicker batter here. This will be probably 1. It's going to be a fly out to the second baseman. And just like that, 2 outs. Baker coming up to bat.
Now hitting number 27, Rayfin Baker.
Rayfin Baker, one of the younger players here for the Bulldogs. Pitch down. That is a swinging strike for Baker to start.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Baker foul ball off, out of play. That will be 0-2. So chance to make this a short half inning here. Bourbon 1 pitch away from coming away with no damage in this first inning. Baker's going to get a single. And he is going to stretch this to... Nope, he's going to settle on a single here. Single just along the third base line. Gilbert coming up to bat. Gilbert, another new player here for Dixon here, number 25. 2 outs, 1 on, and Gilbert coming up to bat. Gilbert, a power hitter here. Big wall out there in the middle there. You're probably not going to hit over too often. You might hit around it though, but pretty good outfield here at Stoutland. Baker over at first. 2 pitches, 2 balls away. Rujewicz coming up to bat next if Gilbert continues this inning. And that's a foul ball, so 2-1. Pitch down, that is up. This is going to be a catch out in the outfield. That will be an F9, and that will also be the third out. Up to bat for Bourbon. They are the home team on the scoreboard here. In the black also. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is a strike also here. So 0-2 count for the first batter of Bourbon. Baker pitching. That is out number 1.
Now hitting number 25, Dustin Lapp.
So Lapp coming up to bat here for Warhawks here. 3 pitches to start the first batter, and first batter is out. Single here. It is fielded, though. That is another 6-3 play, out number 2.
Now hitting number 8, Owen Miller.
So 2 quick batters and chance to end this inning here. Miller up to bat next. Mueller would be next, and then followed by Pratt if it goes that direction. First pitch is a strike. Dixon, a team known for their pitching here. Fastball just outside on that. Bulldogs down the middle. This is fouled. So 1-2 count. And it looks like a broken baseball there of some sort. Defect the umpire didn't like on that. And strike number 3. We are up and we are down just a couple minutes. We'll be back for the Bulldogs again. Ruderwitz is the 5th batter in the lineup. Strike down the middle. That is strike number 1. 0-1 count to start this ball game. Second pitch is low. So 1-1 count. Up to bat next, McKinnon, then Flaw. This will drop. It's going to find a hole. Might be a double here. Nope, just going to be a single. Second hit of the ball game for the Bulldogs. And McKinnon will come up. No outs. Runner on first.
Now hitting number 32, Owen McKinnon.
First pitch is a ball. This camera is horrible looking here. Strike on that. 1-1 count. Pitch is going to lead to a steal on a dropped pitch. It's our first steal of the game. That is also going to be the first ball of the game. Maybe make it look any better without breaking it. There we go. Well, it don't look perfect, but it will be okay. 3-1 count. And that will be runner on first. So McKinnon will go on base with the walk. Ruderwitz with the on second. And Flahart will come up to bat here for the Bulldogs. Still no outs. 2 runners on for the Bulldogs. Next up is Albright, and then Code and Kramer. In a very obvious bunt formation, going to pull back on that. That's a ball. Second pitch down. Again, bunt formation here. Foul ball on the bunt attempt. 1-1 count. Still no outs. Runners on first and second. And gonna have a free base for the runners on that. So runners advance to second and third on the balk. Oh, and that last pitch did not count on the record, so 1-1 on the field. This is foul. Players will go back. One runner would have scored there. So now we're back to 1-2 count. Just inside the foul line. And just narrowly missing flaw there as 2-2 count. Hit out in the outfield to bring in at least one run, if not two here. And it's going to drop. That's going to bring in one. Dixon, they're going to go for two, and they're going to get two here. So Rujewicz and McKinnon both will come in on the hit.
Now inning number 7, Hunter Albright.
2 RBIs on that, on the single. Albright coming in to bat for the Bulldogs here. The end bunt, showing bunt. That's a strike. Runner steals. So 0-1 count. Flaw moved to second. Dixon with a 2-run lead here. And I believe he's going to steal third. That ball got away. That was a ball. And Dixon with her third run, sitting on third base right now. Still no outs in the inning. Next up is Code and then Kramer. That ball gets away. Looks like Flaw will stay on that, and he will wait for the next turn here. I want to thank the Dixon. Fix my scoreboard here a little bit. I want to thank the Dixon School District and the Dixon Area Chamber of Commerce for making these 2 ball games happen today. This ball is going to drop. That will bring in 1, so Flaw will score. And Albright will head first on a single.
Number 1, Blake Code.
Code up to bat, so 3 RBIs in the game, 2 for Flaw, 1 for Albright now. Code bunt formation, steal on the pitch. Runner will be safe. It's going to be a foul ball, so runner will have to go back, and that will reset everything. First one is a strike. pitch is a ball, so 1-1 count. This thing is belted. Is going to be fair. It will be caught. Runner goes back to first. It's going to be an out. First out of the inning. Next up is Kramer.
Now hitting number 11, John Kramer.
Sorry about that. Didn't update the score there. I may have to get my thing going here and for the next game and get this all automated for you. Ball hit. It will drop just outside of the dirt. Runners on first and second. Is Rice. That ball is inside and a strike. So 1-1 count here. Next up is Baker and then Gilbert. Baker has made it on base with a hit already in this ball game. Both runners advance on the lost pitch. So second and third. And strike on that. Let me just go back here to this one. There we go. That's a little better here. Fix the frames at least. Strike out on that. There's our second out. Baker up to bat.
Now hitting number 25, Bryson Gilbert.
Baker is on base, so he was hit, I believe. Oh, 4 balls. Ah. I was curious why there were so few pitches. But that loaded the base. Gilbert up to bat now. Trying to figure it out, the math right there. And this is going to be belted here. That's out. That will end the inning. And Dixon's going to come away with 3 runs on that. That will be an F8. And the book, out number 3. We'll be back after this for more baseball. Dixon 3 runs in the game so far. An hour and a half time limit here, so this game will be over before 6. First pitch is a strike. Baker pitching again, coming in low pitch count. I think he only had 8 in the game so far. That is where he stood after 1. 0-2 count. That is going to find a hole. That's a single for Mueller. That will be the first hit in the game for Bourbon. Next up is Pratt, followed by Jones.
Now hitting number 2, Everett Pratt.
First at bat for all these Bourbon batters here, so not a lot to say about them, I guess, right now, at least. Baker doing a good job keeping the pitch count low here. First pitch is a swinging strike. Second pitch again for Mueller on the way. Second pitch is also a swinging strike. Mueller's got to be careful here not to get that ball right at that second base area, because that can lead to a very quick 2 outs in a hurry here. Bulldogs already got a 6-3 out in the first, along with the 2-3 out. And this will be over to second. They'll get the first runner. Runner is out. So Mueller will be sacrificed for Pratt. He'll be tagged out. That'll be a fielder's choice on that one. Jones coming up to bat. And Jones is the 6th batter of the lineup. That pitch is not in the strike zone. Second pitch is a strike. That is 1-2 now here. Fast pitches here for Dixon. Baker. Strike 3 on that. Runner advanced on the steal, but
now inning number 21, Chase Pershbach.
That will be a strikeout. So runner on second and 2 outs actually here. And Pershbacher coming up to bat. Strike on that. If he manages to get on base, it'll be King, and then Foster will be the next 2 batters. And that ball gets away. Runner does advance to third. Throw to third is not close to the base, so first run of the inning on third for Bourbon here. 1 out away from ending this inning, though. And that'll be it. Wait, nope, never mind. That is the wrong line I'm looking at. We are 2 pitches away, so now we're 1 pitch away. That pitch is just outside, 2-2 count. Foul back into the net. And a bit of a breeze here blowing. Feels like blowing against the batter, so not helping their cause any. That is strike number 3. So we're going to go into the, I guess, the top of the third here. We'll be back at a steal and eventually made his way back to home for the first run of the game. That pitch is low. Second pitch on the way for Bourbon. Strike, 1-1 count. Apologize, the net is not liking my camera. This hit to, if they can get it off, it is out. Second baseman able to step up there for a 4-3 out.
Now to play number 32, Owen McKinnon.
Owen McKinnon now coming up for the Bulldogs here. Last time at the bat, McKinnon was walked. He eventually came around to score. He was the second run of the game for Dixon. Now wind getting a little bit chilly outside. Pitching wise, coming into this inning, King had 42 pitches already, so pitch count could become an issue here. We're going to have a single. No attempt to first. So second time on base, he'll be 1-1. Then Flaw coming up to bat. Flaw a couple RBIs earlier.
Avery Flaw.
Flaw made it on a single earlier. Well, last inning, not too long ago. Still no, there is one out actually. And this is hit deep here. Bourbon is sitting on it though. They're going to force the Bulldogs back to first base. That's an out. As that is out number 2.
Now hitting number 7, Hunter Albright.
So Albright coming up. Albright stranded on third in the last one. Had an RBI though in the second inning. Steal was successful on that by McKinnon. And that pitch was a ball. Coming up next is Code and then Kramer. And this is going to take a bounce off of, this is going to be close. And the ball is loose. We're going to have a double with an error. It's our first error of the ball game.
Now to play number 1, Blake Code.
McKinnon will come in to score. That'll also be an RBI for Albright. Code coming in. Chance to add to this lead. .4-0 lead for the Bulldogs. 3 in the second. That pitch is a strike. 2 strikes on that. So chance to end the inning here. But a hit would bring in another run. That ball just a little bit out of play. And that pitch also out of play of the plate there. So that is 2-2. Dixon the visitor, so Bourbon will hit no matter what here if they are trailing. Well, with an hour and 45-minute time limit. Foul ball. This is going to be out of play off the bathrooms over there. Still 2-2 count. 3-2 count. And this is high. This might be it. And that will end the inning. Be about an, we'll say F4 on that, but that will be the third out. So halfway through this ball game just about here. That wind is a little fiercely cold coming in. It is a strike on that. So first pitch is a strike here. Baker doing a great job pitching. Looking at the math here, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That is 14 pitches that are strikes here. Actually make that 13. Last one was a ball. Compared to just compared to just 4 pitches that were not strikes. 6 if you count this inning here, but there's your 14-4 ratio there. Pitch breakdown for you. And we want to also thank Security Bank of Pulaski County for being our sponsor for all of our sports. We'll have Tiger Baseball, our next Tiger broadcast on Friday. We will not have Tiger Soccer Monday or tomorrow due to a scheduling conflict with track. King with a walk on that.
Number 5, Hayden Foster.
And Foster coming up to bat. We will have soccer next week, though, again, Waynesville Tigers. And Saturday, I'll have some 8-man semi-pro football for you. That'll be from Carthage, Missouri. And the pitch is a strike on that. The pitcher might have had his head in the wrong spot there. The steal was successful. And the next pitch is a strike.
Now to play number 10.
So 2 outs. There's a school bus that's been backing up for about 5 minutes out there, it sounds like. Anyways, Horman up to bat. That ball is thrown. He's going to almost scored on an error there. Second error in a row, but Dixon throw got away, so runner on third for Bourbon. Again, second time they've had a runner on third. Oh, there we go. Now the whirlwind has cooled down a little bit in here. The wind outside getting a little bit chilly all of a sudden here. So Dixon settling things down, and looks like we are all cleared up for everything. That is King on third base. Reach base on a walk. Baker pitch, that is inside. That is ball number 1. And this pitch is a strike for Horman. So 1-1 count. Horman was at bat in the first. He had a 2-3 out. So 1-2 count after the foul ball. Pitch is low into the dirt. So that'll even things out here at 2-2. Baker's either going to load this count or get a strikeout here, one of the two. And we're going to elect the strikeout method. That'll be out number 2 for Bourbon. Runner remains at third. Last inning, Bourbon, the runner, sat at third and was left stranded there. 2 strikeouts after he made it to third. Similar situation here, except we've had 2 strikeouts waiting on the third one. So Baker has struck out the last 1, 2, 3, 4 batters out of the last 5. And lap at the plate here. And Lapp will get himself an RBI out of this. With the single.
Now it's a plate number 8.
Bourbon with their first run. Miller up to bat now. Miller had a strikeout to Baker in the first. Pitch low, that's a ball. Tag to first. Nope, tag to second. And that will be out number 3, so fielder's choice on that. And we're going to head up. Top of the 4th, Kramer at bat. This is the 3rd at bat. And he will go out with a 4-3 out. Second time that has happened here. Other was a 6-3. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Rice and then Baker coming up.
Now hitting number 6, Tanner Rice.
Rice has struck out and flew out. So he is 0-2 in the ball game so far. That pitch is low. Dixon in the red if you're just joining us. Bourbon in the black. Apologize for the camera. It is not cooperating with the net very well. 1-1 count. That pitch is high. 2-1. Baker next, then Gilbert. And this is bobbled. That will be an error. So he will reach base on an error on the second baseman.
Now hitting number 27, Raven Baker.
Baker coming up to bat. Baker's the pitcher here. After the last inning, he is at 41 pitches. That ball foul. Baker has walked and had a single. He is 1-1 right now. Pitch nearly got away. Runner does advance. So Rice now sitting on second base. Pitch into the dirt. So 2 balls and 1 strike after that. With the 4-1 count. Pitch is high. Make it a 3-1 count. Chance here to have 2 Bulldogs on base. And full count now. Again, Baker's made to base twice. He's been walked once. Had a single in the first. He hasn't scored. We're going to take a break here real quick, and we'll be back after this. Stoutland, Missouri here. Dixon back up to bat. And strike on that. That's a strikeout for Baker. That is out number 2.
Now hitting Bryson Gilbert.
So Gilbert coming up to the plate here. Gilbert has had 2 flyouts to end the first and second inning. And he'll get on with an error here. Dixon will score. Should have been another flyout there, but could not hang on to the ball. So error on, I believe that might have been the shortstop.
Number 3, Eli Rugowitz.
Also an RBI on that. Rugowitz coming up. And this is going back towards behind home plate here. Nowhere to go. That pitch is a strike. Rugowitz has scored, has had a single, and also has been put out. This is deep to end the inning. It will be enough there, so that'll go down as an F8 and the third out. That pitch is away. Pitch is bobbled. It will still be an easy throw. That is a 1-3 out. First out of the inning. And Pratt coming up. Pratt made it to third base in the second, was left stranded. First pitch is a strike. He did make it on a fielder's choice on the to get to first base. And second pitch is a strike. So last time he had an 0-2 count before getting the hit there. And strike 3. So coming up next is Jones. That is 2 outs now. 3-pitch strikeout.
Hitting number 1, Emmett Jones.
Jones struck out in the second. He was the second person to strike out. Or the second out. First strikeout. Oh, and 1 count. Second pitch on the way. Makes it an 0-2 count with the foul ball. Hour and 45-minute time limit. Plato out there warming up. Next game, Plato and Dixon. 2 teams that will play each other at least one more time this year in conference play. And our final game of the night, after that, we will not be broadcasting, but be Bourbon and Plato. I believe at that point it will be nap time. I think my score is wrong here. Did someone score on Dixon? Scoreboard says 5. don't think that's right. I think it's 4-1. And strike on that. Strikeout. That is strikeout number 3. 2 out of 3 pitchers go down swinging. And coming up next for the Bulldogs will be McKinnon in the top of the 5th. We'll be back. Something like that. There we go.
Now hitting number 9, Avery Flard.
We're going to have a walk on that. Flaw coming up to bat after the walk by McKinnon. So runner on first. Correction, we did have 5 runs. I just did not shade in the run on that. Is Perschbacher. And Flaw up to bat for the Bulldogs. Flaw has scored, had 2 RBIs, and also flew out to center field. 2-1 count to start here. 1 out, or no outs, runner on first. Runner now on first and second. So that is hit number 2 for Flaw in the ball game.
Now hitting number 7, Hunter Albright.
So Albright coming up, then Code, then Kramer.
50 missed catch.
Again, hour and 45-minute time limit. I believe that will be the end of the inning at that point. I don't think we're doing the jamboree style straight up end at the time limit. We could be, though. I mean end at the end of that pitch. That's how those rules were. 2 pitches, neither of them went where the pitcher wanted to. Runners on first and second. 5-1 in favor of Dixon. 3-0 now. Chance to load the bases here. And that pitch is a strike, so 3-1. Next up, well, 2 hits, by the way. Albright, he has hit a single, hit a double, and he can get himself a triple here, but he's going to probably get himself a pop fly. And that's going to be a field out. We'll just call that an F8 here. That'll be the first out. No one will advance.
Blake Code.
So Code coming up. And this thing is belted high. It is going to be a single. I believe he was out is the call on third. We're going to have a single on that, but that's going to be our second out. As McKinnon was tagged out, a little behind that baseball. And this could be our safe, elected to go for first instead of...
Now hitting number 6, Tanner Rice.
So single on that play there. Kramer with a very nice single on that. Outran the throw. That is his second single. He has been thrown out twice at first. And this is high. That is foul. That's going to be a long strike. There is 2 outs on the board. Runners at all the bases here. And bases, I guess that means the bases are loaded. Kind of like a loaded potato. So Rice, he has reached on an error. He has scored. He has flew out, and he has struck out. So 1 and 2, I believe. Sun peeking its way back out. Clouds got a little chilly there for a little bit. Again, our next baseball broadcast after today will be on Friday. Ball got lost a little bit there. But it'll be on Friday. The Waynesville Tigers welcome School of the Osage down to Bandy Field as they will face the Indians. Tigers coming off a 13-0 home victory against the neighboring Lakeway Hornets just down the road in Waynesville. Full count for Rice. A walk would bring in a run. Foul ball will reset and do it again. Foul ball. Everyone will go back and do it again. So 2 foul balls in a row and get the runners warmed up, I guess. I want to thank the Dixon Area Chamber of Commerce and Dixon School District, along with all the other district sponsors throughout this year that have helped make all the sports happen. That ball's away. That will bring in a run. So Flaw will come in. Elliott coming in for Baker. Foul ball. Got my bases all sorted out here. So Code should be at third, Kramer at second, and Rice at first. Then Elliott at the plate. Two strikes. And that will be, I believe, a strikeout, so that'll be 3. And that will end the inning. We're going to take a break. We have, I believe, a 6-1 Perschbacher coming up, and my internet stream's not cooperating so much, but it is still working here in my book. Perschbacher has been up to the plate once and went down with a strikeout to Baker. Strike on that. 2-1 count. This ball gets away. Nowhere, no runners though, so 3-1 count. Last inning, King, who's coming up next, had well, he was walked, but eventually he would come around to score. And we're going to start with the walk here, so that is the still 0-1. Coming up next, again, King, he walked. He's 0-0. He has scored. That is a strike. No outs. Runner on first. That is foul. It is still foul ball. Rumor is that ball never landed. Wind has just about died off completely outside there. Clouds brought a little bit of chilly weather in though. Foul ball. Count remains 1-2. And do apologize for the video there. It is not the best that it could be, but it is showing you something. We'll be happy for that. And golf swing for a strikeout. Nearly got the runner at first. But that is out number...
Now hitting number 5, Hayden Foster.
It would help if I put these on the right side of my book. So coming up next is Foster. Do have a strike, I believe. 0-1 count. And 0-2. One out, one on at first. Bourbon trails by 5 right now here in the 5th. Gets through. And can't get the tag on second. Ball got loose. That's going to result in a
Number 10,
error.
Dixon, Orman.
So, runners on first and second. Horman up to bat. He is 0 for 2 in the game. He has a 2-3 out, and he also has struck out. One out still in the inning here. Ball's hit. That is again bobbled. Another error for the Bulldogs. That will load the base.
Number 25, Dustin Lapp.
So runners on first, second, and third. Lap at the plate. He has an RBI single, and he has had an infield out. First pitch is a strike. That is foul, and reset. So 0-2 count here. Lap still at the plate. Pitch by Flaw. That is down. Ball is lost momentarily. Ball is recovered. And up next is Miller and Mueller. And then possibly Pratt. Pitches away. That is 2-2 count now for Lap. Anything inside could be a double play. And they're going to get the out at first, but that's going to result in an RBI. Nearly another error. So runners at second and third. That's going to be the second out. 2-2 count. Flaw with the pitch. That is out. It's going to be a full count now, 3-2. Ball would load the bases again here. Hit would bring in someone to score. And that will load the bases. Okay, maybe it won't load the bases. Okay, I'm confused here on what's going on, but anyways. This is foul ball. At some point, we are going to have a full count here. It says 2-2 on the board, but two and two count, so official. And strikeout. That is number 3. And 6-2 here at the Dixon. back here again, and Gilbert up to bat. Our ball is low. 2-2 count for Gilbert. This is belted here. It is foul ball. About took a player out over there by Plato, not paying attention. Still 2-2. Top of the sixth. This will probably be the last inning here, as we are 5 minutes away from that time deadline. Foul ball. Back into the net, just above. This is hit. It's going to take a hop. That will be a single. Gilbert will get on base. That is his first hit. He's also reached base on an error, besides flying out twice. Rugerwitz coming up. Rugerwitz had a single. He has scored, and he has had a fly out and been thrown out with a 4-3. Second batter is on base. He is hit by pitch.
Now hitting number 32, Owen McKinnon.
So Bulldogs now have 2 runners on base now. McKinnon coming up to bat. McKinnon has scored twice. He has been walked twice. He was tagged out on third, and he has a single. First pitch is a strike. Six to 2 lead for the Bulldogs here. Pitch is inside on that. 1-1 count. 2-1. And following this, about 6 o'clock-ish, we'll have the Plato Dixon ball game. That will be the second game of tonight's Dixon doubleheader, brought to you by the Dixon School District, along with help of the Dixon Area Chamber of Commerce. And that is walk. I thought that was a walk on there, but that will load the bases up here. First, second, and third. Flaw coming up. Flaw did a good job pitching so far in this ball game here. And that pitch, runners decided not to go on that. That pitch was away. After Flaw, we have Albright, Coday, and Kramer still. No outs. Guess I could put some runners on base on my scoreboard for you. Second pitch also is away. Flaw has scored twice. He has flown out, and he also has 2 RBIs in the ball game. Flaw with the hit. He's going to get a very short hit here. This is out at home, so he will sacrifice, well, nothing, I guess. We're just going to call this a fielder's choice.
Now hitting number 7, Hunter Albright.
That is out number 1. Albright coming into the ball game here. Albright has been stranded twice on the second and the third on third base, and then he flew out. And we're having a back here. It is still 1 out. Base is loaded here. New pitcher. I did not even write the pitcher's number down, but it is number 8. That's our winner. Oh, pitch count for the Bulldogs right now. 3-0 pitch count. This will be the last inning here. Bourbon does get to take bat, though. And we do have a game in the middle now, so we might have that broadcast. You never know. Bourbon with the pitch. That's fair. That is in. That's going to be a hit. That's going to bring in 1. 2. So Bulldogs bring in 2 on that. A 2 RBI shot along the baseline. That will move McKinnon to third base here. Three, 1. Updating all my runs here. 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2 makes 8. We are correct. No one at second. No, still 1 out. Strike. Does Code up to bat? I wasn't paying attention. No, he has at least 1 strike out there. We'll get the rest of the count in a minute here. And that's going to be a passed ball, which will result in another run. So 9-2 now. Dixon on top. That one was a wild pitch on that one, on that score. It is a 1-2 count. And this is hit. Bourbon brings this in. And that brings in the second out. And Dixon will score the other runner.
Now hitting number 11, John Creamer.
So it's a 10-2 ball game here. That last out. And we are back again. I believe another pitcher's out there. This time it's 23. So that's our 5th pitcher of the game for Bourbon here. They do have a game later. They have several options here. And that pitch is a fly ball, and it will be out. So with that, we're going to go in. Has had a single where he was tagged out at second, and then he also had a 1-3 fielders out. So that is his 0-2 in the game so far. And he'll start with 0-2 count in this inning right here. Bourbon with 2 runs. They scored a run in the 3rd. They scored a run in the 5th. This ball is high. Into the sun. Dixon, that's going to be the center fielder bringing that ball down. That's going to be an F8 in the tally book here. Out number 1. Everett Pratt coming up to bat. Pratt has reached base on a fielder's choice, stranded at 3rd in the 2nd. And then he has struck out. And this is going to be a 6-3 out for Dixon. Good defensive field play on that. Shortstop stepping into that ball. So just like that, 2 outs. Ready to go there. And that pitch is to 3rd. Can they get the throw to end the ball game? They can. That'll do it. Dixon with the victory. That's going to be a 5-3 out. And that will be your final. That'll be 2 for Bourbon and 10 for Dixon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Dixon School District, Dixon area.
Fly away. It's the first time of today.